Let's see. Let's see. That should be working. Why are we dropping frames? Why are we? Network. What? Nope. That seems excellent. Cool. All right. I guess technically this is the first official stream going up on the second channel. It's saying frames are being dropped, network, but everything's saying good. So like, I don't know what to believe. It's like 1.2% network total. Okay. Oh, I'm so goddamn tired. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had plans because I was going to like stream Marvel Rivals, but I am a filthy controller user, so and my controllers are in the shop because they had stick drift. Stick drift's a bitch, and so I've had them in the shop for like 2 weeks because like there's a lot going on with them apparently. Like they maybe got a bad batch of like, you know, sticks to replace because it's still reading stick drift. And the control there was a lot going on with those controllers. It was very, very much what some would describe as a pain in the ass. So I was downloaded in on the good old PC, thought it downloaded overnight. It didn't download overnight. So I don't really have anything. I mean, I could load up Path of Exile. It's like I kind of don't want to because honestly, I don't want to stream that long. Maybe stream like 30 minutes, mostly just talk and chat about things. And some might be like your day. No, it's just mostly wanted to talk about what's going to happen in the future. Mostly, like I don't want to commit to any streaming times because me and streaming time commitments are about as reliable as Ubisoft making a good game. So like you just can't trust everything. You just got to suspect is not going to work out whatsoever. So that's what we call great. And that. I mean that's 100% on me, but it's also 100% on me. So like here's the thing is this is the time that I'm probably mostly going to stream most of the time because this is the time I mostly always get back from work. So it's the most convenient for me if I want to stream regularly, but I kind of also don't want to stream regularly because I need my alone time, and if I don't get my alone time, it's just a bad time for everyone. I get more aggravated. Sometimes I just don't want to talk to people. Sometimes I just don't want to see anybody. I don't want to interact with nobody. I would just like to be isolated by myself in my bubble for about 24 hours, enjoy that, and then I'll probably be good. Maybe 24 to 48 hours. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Just that self-isolation. Oh my God. Some of the most beautiful thing you could ever have. Like I've noticed one thing about myself is like, if I had to spend like like, I mean, I technically made it through high school, and high school honestly wasn't that bad. I mean, I mostly slept through it. So that was always fun. But yeah, no, I think that was mostly how I got through dealing with them goddamn people every day. It was legitimately of just sleeping some classes. And I think it was also like I was used to it to like a degree of 5 days a week because, you know, at that point, you spend 17, 18 years. Well, no, I guess technically if you started off in preschool, so like you're like 4, so you probably spend 14, 15 years, you know, 5 days a week hanging around people, even though you do not want to be around those people. And then, you know, you graduate and you no longer have to do that. I can't go back. I can't go back. I would lose my mind. What are we talking about? Oh, right. Channel streaming. So with Marvel Rivals being out, and another issue with streaming around this time, this is also the time I genuinely edit a decent bit. So like it's kind of conflicting of like it's either I stream or I edit. So like I would have to figure out like, do I stream like Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, No, probably just Tuesday, Thursdays, because I typically put out videos on Saturday, so I work on them on Friday. So that would definitely be the better case. Cause oh man, Saturday. Listen, I'm a real big football fan, so weekends right now ain't gonna cut it. Maybe in the future we can talk about it. But Saturday's also like good edit days, because I finally developed a good like editing strategy, because I don't have an editor, because I mean I could probably find an editor on the street for free that would or get paid just as much as me, which is free, to work, get their feet wet with some editing and all that, to try to do that. But I don't know, I would have to search. I would have to use, I don't want to use Twitter. I do not like Twitter. I like nothing about Twitter. I used to think of Twitter as, see, Twitter used to be like the zoo, where you just kind of walked in, you looked around and be like, oh, look, the funny people are doing the funny thing. Oh, look at that animal in its natural habitat. The problem with Twitter now is Twitter is a fucking maze, because some jackass decided, hey, how would you feel? Granted, I didn't use Twitter much. Even at my peak, the most I used Twitter, like per week, let's see, high school lunch was like 30 minutes. I mean, I kind of dabbed in it on that. So like per week, so out of 7 days a week, I only ever used Twitter at school. I only used it on school and mostly football season. And that was mostly for the football jokes. Because football jokes are hilarious if you get them. So like per week, maybe my Twitter is like 4 hours, if that. It's probably closer to like 2 hours, because like Twitter was like the only social media I used. I didn't use Instagram. I don't take pictures, so that was stupid. Listen, consistency for me is not a pipe dream, but it is a dream we could all wish. Do you understand the problem is, like, when trying to stream and also edit your own videos, it's a pain. It's a pain in the ass. There's not enough time in the day to be like, oh, I'll stream for this 2 hours, when it's like, oh, I have to edit this video. And it's a truly terrible thing. But one day it eventually will be better. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe I'll be stuck in this perpetual loop of I'll stream for like a week and then won't stream for 10 months. Yeah. So like, when it comes to the Mulcharmies, my thought process was like, okay, so now you're telling me is every hand has to have called by and cross out, or Ash Blossom and called by. So I need 2. Okay, cool. I have genuinely considered just saying, fuck it, I'm just gonna run main deck only. Like that's the only, like, I'm about to just start running fucking True Dracos, because that's the whole purpose was they max C you Ash Blossom and your opponent goes, aw. Now it's they Mulcharmy you Ash Blossom and then they drop max C, and then you're just like, cool, all right. I have True Draco all built. I just need Masterpiece. I never crafted them. I pulled on that one like 3 times, and I got like Dragoon, and I was like, cool. And so I used Dragoon like 4 times, and I was like, God, this card fucking sucks. Cause like, I mean, since I haven't been streaming, I mostly used, like, I dominantly used Ritual Beast. Oh my God, Ritual Beast was so fun. Ritual Beast just genuinely, like, you want to talk about struggles. Tenpai against, if Ritual Beast went first and Tenpai was playing, it was a rough day. Because you can always tell it was a Tenpai player because they're like, go first, and I'm like, cool. Protos, call fire, good luck. I got a crazy hit one time, and I just remember a Tenpai play. I remember I got Colossus and Protoss out called fire, and that Tenpai player, he used all these cards. He used Harpy's Feather Duster. He was like, oh, I got you. That man normal summoned Sangan, nothing. He activated that field spell, nothing, and then just quit. It was like, oh God. Yeah. No. I'm happy Colossus is at 3, but Thunder Dragon needs some support. It needs some help. Thunder Dragon needs some help. Oh man, I forgot. I did make custom cards for Thunder Dragon. I was supposed to make a video on those. I gotta get around to that. Oh God. There's so many videos I want to edit, but there's just not enough time that exists within this fucking space rock called Earth. Oh God. Honestly, it's gonna be real rough for me playing Master Duel. Like, I mean, I might like stream the Theme Chronicle. We'll see. Well, listen, Max C already put me in a bind because it was like, I'm so sick of seeing this goddamn card. And then they were like the one that deals with like the normal and special summon from hand isn't like too terrible. Like, that's kind of like, okay, some decks do that once. But the extra deck in Max C, I'm just like, dude, I do not want to give Tenpai 17 more tries. Hold up, I think my entire yeah, I saw them, but at least they had the decency to ban Max C. You know, that thing definitely. No, my internet should be fine. What is... I mean, but like the multi armies are fine because I think I'm playing like a Plant Link deck. I'm probably just gonna play that during the event. It isn't Plant Link, but it's Plant Link. That's the best way to explain it. There's no other way to explain it, but it's Plant Link, but not Plant Link. It doesn't use the Sunseed stuff. It's essentially Arrow Mage with like some other plants thrown in there as well. Well, that's essentially mostly what the deck is. Like, yeah, it doesn't have it's essentially Plant Link but less good. That's the best way to describe it. Or in my case, it's Plant Link, but you always draw the Aroma Mage spell, the trap cards that you never want to draw. Those are fun. Yeah, Rika will be good. Rika is such a good deck, but it's just not good enough. It has so many problems, such as if they just destroy your spell and trap cards, you just kind of lose. It has some of the best removal in the game, but the biggest problem is you like it. First off, that it's normal summon. It essentially only has one searcher. I guess, quote unquote, two. It's Petal. And if you don't get Petal, sometimes you look at that hand and be like, damn. Like, I mean, I guess, you know, like, you got the spell card, but like, if you don't tribute, that's only one search. Which, I mean, oh, I guess you can grab Petal, but like, it's so good, but it's so bad. It doesn't really have a one card. I mean, I guess it technically has a one card starter, but it is like Ash Blossom. Congratulations, your turn ends. Its extenders all require like tributes, or for a Rika to be able to fill to tribute it to then extend. So like you need 2 or 3 Rika cards in your hand. It's it's a lot, but I don't know. Master Duel, I've been iffy. I haven't played it nearly as much. I think I'm like in gold or something. Like I play it, I get to platinum, take the free gems, and then well, no, I mostly just get to dual rank, like the dual pass. I get to level 100, and then I'm like, cool, I don't need to play this for 2 months, and then kind of rinse and repeat. That's about it. Oh, it's been 18 minutes. Probably go for like another 12 because I'm not gonna do shit else. God, I'm so fucking tired. Oh my god, I'm work. Oh, but it's fine. I just gotta pull through for 12 minutes. So what was I saying before Respawn joined? Oh right, me not using Twitter. That's right, that godforsaken platform that needs to be burned down to the ground. Oh god, honestly, I don't know how people still use Twitter. Like I deleted the app. I mean, I technically like have it on like my browser, on like my phone and like Safari, and I pop in once every while. I have Twitter to follow like exactly 2 people to see what they say, and then other than I have no idea. I mean, I don't really have a way to do that. Brother, I could leave the moment Elon said I bought it. I said, you know what? Good enough. Said, like, Twitter used to be like, it used to be like a zoo. Like, it used to be fun. You go to the zoo, look at the funny animals doing funny things. Oh, that's hilarious. That's good. But now Twitter is like, hey, how do you feel about you seeing this tweet that was posted 7 months ago? Do you want to not have any order whatsoever to know what someone's just tweeted 30 seconds ago? Would you appreciate that? Would you like to see at the top of your feed to always have 150? Do you want to see ads everywhere? Do you want to just have the worst user experience you can possibly have on a social media platform? Because boy, we got you. And I looked around and I said to myself, this really and truly is not worth it. I am exclusively on Twitter during football season just for the football shenanigans, because football's still hilarious. Watch my football season ends, Twitter doesn't get open for about 6 months, and then we rinse and then reprise. Listen, I always enjoy the people who are just like, you know what we need? We need free speech. And then immediately free speech gets spoken, and they're like, okay, hold on, this was all right, we need to relax. We got to calm down. I didn't realize it was like, yeah, no, it's gonna be bad. Half of them are trolls, half of them are deadly serious, and like another half are just bots. It's real bad. The moment you could say anything you want without consequences, oh, that is the worst thing you can say, because that is immediate for people to just be like, well, let me tell you my opinions. And it's like, I'm good. I think I'm ahead over here, because the moment they get the green light, it is permission to start wilding in their eyes. And I've said it before. Elon is a teenager who happens to have billions of dollars. That is what he is. I don't get it. Elon had the entire benefit that people, especially in America, our default assumption is if you're rich, you're smart. I mean, there's no way there could be dumb rich people, because that would be insane, because I'm not dumb, so how come I'm not rich? You know, that whole correlation. And then you hear him speak, you hear him talk, and you're just like, fuck. Yo, you're like, oh man, we really wish you would talk less. Because at first it was like, oh, he's funny, he's memey, he's quirky, yada yada yada. And then he just started talking more and more, and it was like, oh no, you would fall for anything. Oh god, oh no, he might be stupid. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, like the more he talks, like his recent shenanigans, so he was like, I'm one of the best Diablo players in the world. I'm one of the best Path of Exiles in the player. I have one of the highest ranked characters. and then he'll stream himself playing the game, and everybody's just like, oh no, he's a like Elon Musk proved like to me, because you know at first I was like, oh, he invented PayPal, even though he didn't technically invent, he invested in it, yada yada. But like it was a default assumption that Elon Musk is smart because Bill Gates is smart. You know, he invented essentially the modern day computer. I mean, Jeff Bezos, I guess you could technically, he was just persistent, and he sold books. Amazon was a bookstore. And then I guess he was smart enough to be like, hey, we should start expanding operations. Elon was just like, listen, dad's rich, I'm rich. Let's fucking get it. PayPal, Tesla. And then it was just like, hey man, I guess you got it. But it was the moment he was like, I'm gonna buy Twitter. And then like when Twitter was like, okay, and he was like, wait, I didn't know. And I was like, oh my God, he didn't know. He didn't know. I personally, I think it's crazy how they could. I think it's crazy how they could get away with taxes. I think it is crazy. Oh my God, they just. I can't believe the strategy is that they put all their money into assets to then loan money from the banks, and because they're billionaires, they essentially have infinite credit, so that their taxes are significantly lower because the money they actually have is loaned. It isn't their money, but it is their money. It is like, that is a fucking wild loophole that that is never going to be fixed. It's never. It's cooked. It's over with. That will be there for all eternity for them to exploit. There's not going to be like, I don't all my money's tied up in assets, and this is the bank's money. So technically, and it's just like, oh my God, look at my business expenses. It's a crazy loophole that they all get away with, and that will not change. But Elon himself is like, he somehow, like I said, he's just a teenager. He is insecure about himself on the 15th degree. His self-awareness, non-existence. I mean, it will be real hard to be self-aware when you designed an entire platform to slob on your knob. Like, it would be real hard. Like, the entire X platform is designed for him to be like the center of the universe, and it is great. He spent $30 billion, wasn't it, to essentially make a platform for Elon. He made a platform to be the most popular guy. Oh God, it's fucking crazy. Just for more people to hate him and him to still be so defensive. Oh my God. He just, listen, one of the first things I did on, like, I think I was on Twitter, like, it's maybe, like I said, probably at the start of football season, so like August, and I was scrolling my timeline following my football people. Motherfucker, I saw an Elon tweet pop up, and I said, yeah, just blocked him. Out of here. Block, muted, gone. I didn't want to see a tweet. I do not like you. I do not care for you. I think you're idiotic. Like, he is moronic. He's a child. He's just a child with a lot of money. Like, when it's like he has 17 kids and all of them hate him. I was like, man, but like not only does he have 17, when he came out and was like, yeah, I feel like my genes need to be spread throughout the human population for our evolution to grow. And I was just like, oh, he's out of there. Oh, so he doesn't know how genes work. Okay, cool. Like, listen, I'm not going to get sciencey, but genes are not consistent. Unfortunately, genes take a little bit from, you know, your grandparents, take a little bit from the mom, take a little bit from the dad, maybe take a little bit from the ancestors, and they mix it all, and it's very random what they can get. It's very random. Like, for instance, your grandfather could be 6'5", your dad could be 6'3", and you're 5'5". It's unfortunate. It's the way the dice roll, because your mom's short, or your mom's dad was short, and you got that. It is all random. Elon believes that his genes are strong enough to overcome all that. It just doesn't matter. Irrelevant. Just strong. Like genes are a dice roll. We all took science. When they came to genes, do you remember the 4 boxes that it had? Dominant, co-dominant, recessive, and what was it, like co-recessive? We all remember this. It is essentially, for each gene or each trait that you have, it is a literal 25% chance. I mean, yeah, homeschoolers. I met some homeschoolers, and I was like, man, you two are an interesting bunch, aren't you? You just, I think homeschool is also wild. I think it's like, my parents are gonna teach me the real, and you're like, ooh. All right, cool. Hope you the best. Wish you the best. Hope it doesn't go terribly. It's probably gonna go terribly, but you just kind of ignore that. But oh man, it's like you don't get it with anyone else, and it's just him, and it's just so easy to make fun of him. And like, it's crazy because like, there are so many people who ride for him, and I just have to ask the question, why? Like, why? Do you not have anything else better to do? Do you not have any other people you care for? You chose him? Really? Oh, I hope he's paying you if you at least gonna be acting like this. If you're doing this for free, you gotta go get a hobby. Go get a job. Go get anything else aside from what you're doing. To just be out here like, ooh, Elon tweeted. Time for me to go put on my cape. Oh, but Twitter needs to be burned to the ground. I think another platform that we might have to just put a flamethrower to it is YouTube Kids, man. Yeah, no, that whole thing. It's always been like a crazy thing to me that people have never realized is like the whole mentality of, if I'm on his good side, then they'll never betray me, which is a very, very, very stupid idea, because if you are that loyal, you are the easiest to betray, because I can tell you a lie, then you can go out there and sacrifice yourself for me, and then I can leave, and then you're stuck out on your own. It is a crazy thing. Like, I forgot what song it was, but it is always like I always say, let's say theoretically in America, let's say they got out all of the immigrants, the blacks, the browns, the Asians, all of them got teleported to a different Earth, and it was only white Americans left. They do not understand that then who they're going to come for next, because they're going to come for somebody. Oh, baby, trust me. It's not going to be like, well, all the immigrants, all the blacks, they're gone, so that means we're done. Oh, no, baby. That's not where it stops. Next, they're going to get the poor out of there. And then once the poor is out of there, the middle class going to get out there. And then once it's like the rich, the wealthy going to be like, rich, you got to get out here. Then the opulent going to be like, wealthy, you got to get out. They are always going to just try to get rid of like the elite. It is a definite song with like, and then they came for, and I was like, I don't think they understand. If they got rid of that, they just gonna come for you next. No one seems to understand that, but yeah, pretty much, yeah, exactly. And like, people don't understand, like, people don't see that, where I was just like I sit back and I look and I'm like, damn, they really, like, it's not like they choose not to see it, but they can't see it, or they refuse to believe it. It's like the whole, on TikTok when all the challenges happen, where they're like, I didn't think that was going to happen. I didn't think it could happen to me. It's the same mentality, where it's like, oh man, you hear about that TikTok, the Tide Pod challenge? Oh, some people died. Well, I wouldn't die eating the Tide Pod. And it's like, oh, well, here at his funeral, his famous last words were, this Tide Pod ain't nothing. Like, it is kind of like the mentality of like, they're not. It's that main character syndrome where you're like, I am, this world is about me, which I can understand how it happens, because you only see the world through your eyes. Like, but no, like, So like what the rich did, I give them credit. This is like a genius level plan. What they did was that they got essentially the poor white people. They convinced them, the rich white people, that the problem wasn't them not giving them the opportunities. It was also the poor black people was the reason that they're like this. So they diverted their attention to there are people living in the exact same situation, but they have convinced the poor white people that it's the poor black people. That's the reason why they're poor. And so they focus their attention on each other, and the rich white man's just like, my job here, that is done, and walks away none the wiser. It is an ingenious plan. It is exactly like, okay, well, let's see. If I can convince them that this other, it's like getting gaslit. They're just gaslighting them. If I can convince them that they're actually the problem and don't have them think about it, get out of there scot-free. I don't like, okay, all the Jews are gone. Now what? Like, no one really asked that question. Okay, let's say you got rid of all the Jews. Now, who's next? Like, they never think about, okay, he's done it. What the fuck are we gonna do now? And it's like, oh no, he's coming for me. Like, because you gotta understand, Hitler was like, blonde hair, blue eyes. Even though, I don't know. Yeah, it was gonna be where's next, who's next, until eventually nothing was left. And all consuming, it just goes, it doesn't end, and it's just like, oh man. And you look at you're not moving them nowhere. They are, yeah, I think, and like people are just like, the algorithms aren't helping either. They are really bad. Everyone's attention spans, so a lot of people's attention spans are going to. In school, the fact that people are like, I don't like this book, so we shouldn't teach it to our children. It's like, no, guys, they taught you in school. If you don't learn from history, you're going to repeat it. And people are like, nope, don't care. Don't care. It's like, oh, we're so fucked. We are so fucked. I wish I could say it's funny. It's not. We're so cooked. Because it's that, and then like, you got global warming, which people do not. I just think it's funny when scientists are like, global warming, it's a real problem. And then the oil companies are just like, nah, global warming isn't real. And people listen to the oil companies and be like, I knew it. Scientists is gaslighting me. I knew it. I knew it. We are. I mean, it is true to a degree. But, like, we're so fucked. We're so, like, we are going to have to do so much. We are going to have to do so much to not ruin everything. Because the current president that's going to get inducted is not exactly a big believer in that global warming thing. Even though I think it's funny that just conveniently when scientists was like, hey, global warming is going to ruin everything, we just conveniently have 2 damn near category 5 hurricanes hit back to back, which that's never happened. But several places are having the hottest summers, colder winter, places that get snow don't get snow. California hasn't received rain in like years at this point. It's a drought that's worse than 100 years. And, it's just conveniently also burning half of California and LA. Coincidence. It has nothing to do related to the fact that we are actively heating our, atmosphere to a degree. Oh my God. Oh man. Yeah, just everywhere's hot. Everywhere gets really cold. Worst natural disasters than we've seen ever in hundreds of years and recorded history. And we're just like, nah, it's coincidence. Trust me. Nah. Oh man, God. But it is so concerning, but it's so hilarious. Like when the hurricanes hit and people were out here saying with a straight face, the government is creating hurricanes. And I had to ask the question, are you fucking kidding me? You cannot like, if you just think about it on the most principled scale, when it comes to natural disasters, the most severe natural disaster is, of course, an asteroid. If a 100-yard asteroid hit planet Earth, it's GG's forever. It's over. The next severe is, of course, if like the volcano in the middle of the United States exploded, because, you know, volcanoes put ash into the air, then the temperature drops, and then there's no sunlight, plants die. Cataclysmic. I would say the next bad is hurricane, because not only do you get tornado-like winds with hurricanes, you also get flooding. It could be real bad. You get flooding plus the hurricane-like winds, so it's just a terrible time for everyone. So if we had the capabilities, yeah, the spy drones were also hilarious. I think conspiracy theories, I don't know if it's just X has made conspiracy theories pop up out the wazoo, but I ain't never seen so many people that believe in conspiracy theories until Elon was like, hey, here's free speech. And it's like, oh, we're so cooked. But like, if we had the power to control hurricanes, why the fuck would we use it on our own nation and not use it to control the world? Are you fucking kidding me? You have one of the, like, a top 5 most devastating natural disasters easily, and you're like, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna send it to Florida and the Carolinas. Why send it over there to Russia? Oh, man, why send it over there to the Chinese government? They're not by the coast at all. Oh, wait, they are? And we're just, okay, cool. No, we're gonna send, okay, cool. All right, great. That makes sense. Wonderful. True geniuses. The drones, I think it's crazy how people were like, there's aliens in the sky. And it's like, those are drones. And they're like, but there's so many. The aliens, it's the end of the world. And it's like, probably not. No, I don't think so. Even though it's come out that it's drones and there's footages and you can look at pictures online of what type of drone they are. Hell, you could probably do a Google picture. The Google image will probably tell you what drone it is. And people are like, nah, there's some aliens. And I was just like, oh, what? I don't. And then like the Chinese spy balloon, when it was just like an unidentified balloon was over us, and people are like, it's aliens. It's the Chinese government. And I think it's like the combination of like, people don't. I think enough people have just. I think 2020 was like a real turning point, because, you know, that was when a bunch of people were like, no mask because it restricts our freedom, and it was like, no, ass hat, it stops it from getting other people sick. And they're like, well, COVID isn't real in the first place. And you're like, what do you mean? They're like, nope, it's a conspiracy by the government. And it's like, the president has gotten COVID, and they're like, that's a lie. They're the liberals. There isn't. It is just, they've been told something, so they just believe it. There is no sense of, man, you know, maybe I don't believe. Like, let's look into this. It's like, well, I mean, somebody said it, so it must be true. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to remember. So like the COVID stuff, I don't remember what was like the funniest thing from it. I mean, the funniest things to me were just like the unfunniest things. That's the problem. It was just like it was the people. Oh, I remember one of the funniest videos for COVID. Oh my God, it was a Penguin Zero video of this lady in the store, and they're like, you gotta wear a mask. She's like, I'm not gonna wear a mask. She just refused. And then she called the cops, and then the cops came to her. Oh, it was so good. Oh, there was a lot of good during COVID. There was a lot of terrible. There was a lot of good, because it was just watching stupid people be stupid, and just being like, oh God, I don't understand it. But like, pretty much since the 2020, science is like, people have had less trust in science as everything goes on, and like, it doesn't make sense to me to a degree where I'm like, okay, so you don't trust the government. You're like, the government's trying to do 5G is going to rot our brains. They cannot explain to you how. I mean, they say words, but it's like, oh. Oh. I think I might have seen that one. I just don't remember it off the top of my head. Oh God. Like I'm always just like, where did you hear this, and what did they say that made you be like, oh my God, hey yo, he just put me on game. Motherfucker just put me on game. Like my my thought process has always just been, if they can't understand it, they have to find a way to understand it. So because they don't understand the way science works, that means it can't be right if they don't understand it, which is how you get people with flat earth theory. That's also a funny. The conspiracy theory on flat earth is always just so funny to me. It is the funniest rabbit hole because I'm not a science person. Listening to them when people are like, it's called gravity, and they're like, gravity is not real. I am just like, my brother in Christ. Holy sh. Yeah, like, how much energy, like, nuclear and stuff, like, gives to us is like, it's a lot of power that if we stop going nuclear, oh, buddy, you would feel it. Yeah, but, like, the thing about Chernobyl was like one of them situations to where it was like, hey, it was a very preventable cause. It didn't get prevented, so the worst thing happens. Yeah, no, that's typically what happened. It's the same way with Katrina. The reason Katrina was so bad wasn't the hurricane, it was because the levees broke. If the levees didn't break, Katrina would be like, oh, it was another one of them hurricanes. It was like, yeah, it like, nuclear reaction explosions don't happen that often. It may surprise you. It doesn't really happen that often because 99.9% of the time they understand and make sure thoroughly that everything is contained and maintained. Like, all right, we got to make sure everything is properly taken care of, properly disposed, because if not, baby, everyone's not gonna. Yeah, it's been 2 recorded meltdowns, and there's hundreds, if not thousands, of nuclear reactors all over the world, and it's only been 2, and that's because, you know, human error. There's gonna be some fuck ups, and they're gonna be a couple fuck ups. Yeah, they were a while. Technology has definitely advanced enough so that, you know, we got some automation to help make some things more smoothly instead of relying a lot on human ingenuity to not make errors. But let's see. Yeah, flat earthers who don't believe gravity exists because they're like density, which, Lord have mercy. You got, you know, the COVID people, the 5Gers, which, oh man, that 5G rabbit hole. The lizard men, the government's controlled by lizard people. I don't even know how that got started or how that got popular enough, but God damn it, I tell you what, people will believe it. The government creates hurricanes. That's a fun one. There's so many with the COVID, the microchips and the vaccine. Oh my God. That's not gonna happen. Too much money, baby. They're never gonna let that type of person happen. That's not gonna happen. You gotta understand. Capitalism is capitalism is a bitch. Capitalism in theory is like great. In application, it is terrible. Yeah, listen, I know, but the fact that you said it means that even though you know it's not going to happen, there's still a part of you that hopes and wishes upon that little twinkle in the star that's like, listen, it's not, but like, what if? Like that, what if? Because like capitalism is so like in theory it's like, oh, free market, everything's going to be fair in competition. In practice and application, it's like, baby, how much money can we make and how fast can we make it, and if we can make more, how much more? All of it. There is no there there is no system of capitalism that's like, okay, we've made enough money. It's just like, we're worth trillions. Okay, well, we need to be worth quadrillions. And it's like, we're worth quadrillions, quintillions. And then it just, there, it is a no limit. Like, when do we get high enough that it's like, okay, we don't need to just keep focus on how much more money we can make. And it, ooh, I don't, I don't, I don't necessarily think power corrupts all. I just think, though, I think it's a funny thing where those who want power are typically ones that are already corrupt. I think that's more or less the case, is that it's like you see it on like YouTube and Twitch, for instance. People who typically would do anything to get money or like to get famous are like probably not inherently good people. So like, you see the correlation is the reason someone may be a, like, for instance, let's just talk about a politician. The reason someone may want to shout it out Arizona T. Yeah, like there's some companies that actually care about like their customers, and if you'll notice, those companies are never like the most profitable. Those companies typically are not ones you always hear about. But like, for instance, someone may want to be a politician because they want to change things for the better, which is why they do it. But someone else may strictly want to be a politician because it gives them power, and with that power becomes money. Those are typically the two. You don't really get many politicians who was like, damn, I just woke up one day and they were like, haha, you're our representative. And I was like, oh shit, what the hell? No, it's typically those who want to make change for the better, and even want those who are essentially selfish, who want power and money for themselves. Which is why there's a lot of people, there's a lot of CEOs, there's a lot of companies who get power and like don't change, who still try to do better. And then you got other ones who are just greedy and just want to take as much money as possible and give it all to themselves. Like, it's just, yeah, it's because the ones who want to do change unfortunately fall into the category of having morals. Morals sucks because it's a real limitation and boundary on what you won't do, because you're like, I'm not going to do that because morally that would be incorrect and wrong for me to morally do that. Well, the person who doesn't have morals and is really selfish and thinks about themselves is going to go much further, significantly further, to try to achieve that goal, where you're just like, that's completely wrong of you and exploitative. And they're like, I do not care at all. I'm going to get what I want, which is kind of typically how it goes. It's a very unfortunate thing that you find yourself in, is that morals versus no morals is like, the no morals is always going to go further, but the problem is it's like, it's essentially playing Minesweeper. When you have no morals, is like, you are hoping not to hit one of the mines. It is, you are guessing. You're like, all right, and there shouldn't be a mine here, shouldn't be a mine here, and you go. A lot of times you're going to hit a mine. It may take you 4 or 5 games before you hit a mine, but you're inevitably going to hit a mine. Like, that's the entire thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is pretty accurate. It it's just a conflict of like, okay, if you lose your morals, then are you any different than them? And, it's like the whole, it's like DC superheroes versus like Marvel superheroes. Hey, hype. I don't know why you're up at, I think it's 3 a.m. for you. Well, like, Marvel heroes will sometimes be like, well, sometimes you gotta put somebody in a coffin, And DC heroes are like, "I'll never kill," and it's like, oh god. So that the future of America, we're fucked. And that doesn't even get into talking about AI. Oh, we're so cooked. Oh, we are so cooked. Oh, we are so cooked. Oh, I'm doing fine. Sometimes I just don't like to Happy New Year's hype. I'm glad you brought a bunch of positive energy in here because it was getting bad. 40 years? Oh my god. Oh, I would give us more. I think we'll figure it out. I mean, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be long, and it's gonna be a lot of shenanigans. I think we'll figure it out. It's gonna be rough though. Oh, it's gonna be rough. It's a new year, but like, I don't feel any different. The only thing different between me this year and last year is absolutely nothing. I mean, I guess you could say I'm one day closer to death, but other than that, nothing else, yeah, nope, nothing else. I'm not really a New Year's person. Like, I'm just kind of like, yay, 2025. I just now have to remember to put that every time I say the year now. Other than that, and the streams, the consistency, we'll see. It's all we'll see. We're not talking about the world ending. I don't know how this happened. Why are you still flipping Monarchs of Ruck? It is 2025. Why are you still playing that card? Leave, just end it. Get over it. It's why? Monarchs Erupt there's no reason to play that card. I wish they got rid of it. I wish they got rid of most floodgates. Leave Colossus alone. Thanks. Big preach. All the other ones, honestly, you can get rid of. It's terrible. Don't play it. That's what's happening on Master Duel. But yeah, no, this all started because we made fun of Elon for like 20 minutes, which then led to a bunch of things. So now I don't know if any of you have like nieces or nephews or young kids. YouTube TV for kids YouTube Kids needs to be burned. It needs to be burned to the ground. No, you don't get Masterpiece and Erupt. You can keep Masterpiece, but Erupt gotta go. Yeah, I know you don't think so negatively. I wouldn't say I think negatively. I just kind of look at things and say how they are, and then just kind of move on about that one. I am essentially whatever is the opposite. If it gets too positive, I like to bring it back down. If it gets too negative, I like to bring it back up. You see, it's all you got to keep everything level. Everything is balanced, perfectly balanced, like Thanos said. Like, what do you mean? Why? Because if it gets too positive and gets too excited, things start going to unreasonable places. That is how hype is generated, and that is how disappointment. If you get too positive, that is how disappointment occurs. I try not to do that. I try to just keep balance. Keep it just as positive as negative. You got to keep it balanced. I know the world is full of negativity. But at the same time, there's a lot of positivity in the world. It's just that we don't see the positivity because positivity doesn't get clicks. You know what gets clicks? You know what gets the millions of views? The negative. That's what gets the millions of views. No one wants to see nobody happy. That doesn't get me any views. The miserable and sad gets me views. Listen, there's a lot of positive things going out there. You just never see them. But like I said, it's just negativity gets a lot of clicks, a lot of views. I don't know why people. It's like why people listen to True Crime podcast. They're like, man, it'd be great on this Tuesday. Listening to how this one person got killed. That would be a fun time. It's a fun mystery, and I'm just like, bro, what? What are we doing? Is this Doom? I don't Doom post. What the fuck is Doom post? Or is this like doom scrolling? Is this what this is? Is this what people do? Do people be like, damn, I guess it's that time of day. Time for me to feel miserable before I go to sleep. bro. Y'all gotta get off. Y'all gotta get offline. Y'all gotta delete the apps. Demon hours. What the? Who the? I am not doomed. I do not think we are entirely fucked. Why? Because we are adaptable. We are scarily adaptable. We're gonna figure. I mean, we have to figure. We have to figure it out. We don't have a choice. Listen, here's the problem. We don't got a choice. This isn't like, man, whoa, if we don't figure it out, everything. No, if we don't figure it out, we're all cooked. Eventually, it's kind of got to be like, okay, we have no other choice. Listen, if they could make it past the Black Death, which killed like 70% of the world population at that time, we gonna make it, I think. I hope. God, I hope. I mean, but with AI, I mean, we're probably, AI, we're man, we're not good. Like, I saw a video today that was, a company was talking about an AI girlfriend, and I was just like, oh, brother. Oh, no. Oh, what are we doing? What are we? I mean, Black Death, but Black Death did kill a lot of people. Black Death, they're not. So, like, the thing about AI is it's not actually AI. It's a large artificial language model is the correct term. It's like, imagine if you only knew a person who could never give you, say, any new ideas, but who could only copy from what other people did and then kind of mix them, but never give you anything new. That's pretty much all AI is right now. There is no intelligence whatsoever behind it. It's a parrot. It's just a very good parrot. That is all it is. It's just a parrot who can also paint and make videos. That's about it. It can copy what humans do, but that's about it. It got every technology company is making AI. Yeah, it's a very good mimicry. Will they ever develop? No, I don't think. So here's the issue. Yeah, I don't. So here's the issue with it. It's like, it's stupidly expensive per day just to keep ChatGPT, like, per day is costing hundreds of thousands, if not millions, to keep that running. It is stupendously expensive to keep that thing running a day. Like, they are burning so much money. It is not even close to profitable. It legitimately would be faster just to burn the money outside. It is like, it would actually, no, it'd be slower than how they're burning it. It is, oh yeah, like the water in it is using so much electricity. It is using so much. And so the problem is, so here's the thing. AI is really expensive to maintain and to keep programming and to keep upgrading. So essentially, Detroit Become Human is not going to happen, specifically because there's no real way to program like common sense into a robot. Is kind of like the problem, especially the way they're doing it is like, the AI model isn't actually learning. It's just copying better. It would be one thing, right? If they got, like, let's say they took a picture of an apple and put it in front of this AI and said, draw this. Without let's say it didn't copy any of the art from any humans who actually, they just said, draw this apple. And then it, like, eventually learned how to, like, to draw the apple in a shitty way. And then it made it draw it better and better until it essentially recreate the picture. And then say, okay, draw it using this type of paint. And then it learns how to draw with that. It isn't learning. It's just copying because it's like, okay, that's what that looks like. Okay, we just combine this with this. Boom, bada bing. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah, it's just like Detroit Become Human is not going to happen. Because there's a lot, like, we still don't know a lot, like, all there is to know about the human brain. So trying to create intelligence becomes like How do you create something you can't understand? The like, I mean, you'll be able to fuck the robot, just an actual connection to the robot. That's not. Do not expect that robot to actually be like have an actual like human-like response or anything like that. No, if anything, you're gonna have a robot that you're gonna fuck, and that's gonna sell you advertisement afterwards to say, "Hey, did you know Amazon is having a 30% sale off this weekend?" Oh, like yeah, that you're essentially just gonna fucking ad sponsor. That's pretty much you're gonna sleep with it, and then it's gonna tell you an ad. That's money, baby, money, 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 money. If you have, why is it happening? Money. That's mostly it. Especially, yeah, no, it's money. That's no money. Like so, so it's money because there's a market of there's that large market of like these lonely men and women that are growing up. So how do we exploit that market? Well, we just sell them $200,000 robots that will be their companion and sell them advertisement. It's all about money. So that's not only is that the name of the game, that is why they play the game. No, who cares? If it can make them money, who cares how many people it possibly will hurt or cause significant mental damage to? If it can make them some money, who cares? And yeah, no, that's kind of like once the problem. So once once they stop being like, okay, I guess it's not all about the money. We're cool. Until then, but I mean, it's still a long way off. Like the Detroit Become Human thing, like that's not even close. That's not, because we do not have a power source currently capable of making it like cost efficient. That does not exist. And will it exist? It's technically like we can build like, nah, it's not fake. It's entirely true. So like we can technically make the Iron Man suit. The biggest problem with the Iron Man suit is the power source of powering, like the rocket propulsions and like the pulsar beams and then like, Jarvis and all that. It's because that we don't have like a fucking, I forgot the chest repulsor. I forgot what it's actually called. I forgot the name. Oh god, I'm a fraud. Oh god, I'm a comics fraud. Oh god, I forgot the name of it. It's the reactor. Oh god. Oh man, what the fuck is it called? Oh yeah, there's a lot of issues going on with like making AI efficient. Yeah, so hype, you don't have to worry about the Detroit Human. The only thing you got to be concerned about mostly is I guess where you live and how global warming may be, but I mean, you're like in New York, you'll mostly be fine. I mean, the only things you'll notice is summers are going to be hot as hell and winters are going to be colder, and at different times. That's mostly it. Like it's like, oh, wintertime right now is December to January, or no, December to February. Maybe in a few years it might just be January to March. I know it's gonna be wild. Yeah. No, I understand that. I woke up on Christmas Day. It was 70 degrees. I was like, what the I walked outside on Christmas Day in some fucking basketball shorts and a goddamn t-shirt. And I was like, this doesn't feel correct at all. And then next week it was 40 degrees. It's truly wonderful. Like it's 70, then it's 30, and then it's 60 and 70, and then we go right back down to 40. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's I personally love the cold as well. So me waking up and being like, "Why the is it 80 degrees on December 13th?" I was pissed. Oh, I pissed. Oh, I I can't. I personally can't stand. I understand the weather. It's getting hot everywhere. See, here I understand it. So, as the atmosphere gets warmer, that means things are going to get a lot hotter and things are also going to get a lot colder. That's pretty much what you need. It's just going to get a lot hotter and a lot colder. And it also might be a little bit different I mean, that's kind of mostly it for right now. Yeah, no, that's essentially. Unfortunately, you are stuck in this hellhole. It isn't really. It isn't that. Every time I'm like, it's bad, but I'm like, damn, I don't know if I could survive in like the 1900s. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know if I could survive in the 1800s. Well, aside from my black, I don't. I mean, that if we just take out the black thing of the whole thing, if I was a Caucasian, I don't know if I could even survive. I don't. No AC. It's hot. When it's hot, it is hot. If it is 120 degrees, there is no let me get out of the heat. You are hot. If it is cold, there ain't no let's go plug in the heater. It hold. If you are sick, your doctor's like smoke a cigarette. You'll be fine. Cooked. Oh, you're sick. Here's some cocaine. Hope you feel better. They came out with credit cards, but didn't actually think of putting a limit on people. So people were just like, I could buy everything with this. Oh, I don't like the Great Depression. Oh my God. And people managed to make it through that. So like if they could make it on like that is beyond primitive. Dude, I don't know if I could survive that AC thing, man. Oh my God. Oh, you like people don't realize how big AC is a part of your life until it goes out and you're like, oh, like I had a tornado. Well, it didn't hit by me, but it hit in the area. Like, and like, I mean, it wasn't really like a tornado didn't touch down. It was just very strong winds. And by strong winds, I mean like, like casual 70, 80 mile per hour winds, knocking trees over, knocking power grids out, all that fun stuff. Destroying some absolute trees, ripping trees from the roots from the ground, casual winds like that. I didn't have power for about 2 days. Brother, when I tell you that no power for 2 days? Yeah, no, pet people. Unfortunately, I don't own any pets. Pets have been stricken in my household. If I could have pets, I would have a lot of pets. A lot of pets. I mean, a lot of pets. But that's besides the point. But not having AC in the house? Oh man, it was because it was summertime too. Like if it was winter and we ain't got no power, I could probably manage. It was summertime, so like it's 85, it's 80 degrees at night. I'm hot. I'm miserable. You can't take no shower. It was AC is such a crucial part, and I just can't believe people were just like, yeah. I mean, I guess they didn't know AC existed back then, and they were like, yeah, nah, we're just if it's 13 degrees outside, it's 13 degrees. It's 13 degrees in the house, and they're so casual. Like, if it became nighttime, like, what do you do at night? Nothing. That's what you do. I don't really have a good way to check them because I don't have my controllers, and like I don't feel like I would have to switch my Steam account, and I don't remember the password to the other one. So no, people on islands know other people exist. They hear it. They hear like the helicopters and planes. They're aware of the outside world, but like they don't really have an interest in expanding the outside world. It's like an alien. It's foreign to them. And if I've learned one thing about humans, oh baby, they hate the unknown. Oh man. Oh, the unknown is terrifying. Oh, they can't stand the unknown. Which is like why a lot of native tribal people, some are okay, they'll invite the foreigners like us. And I guess technically they're native foreigners. They'll invite them to the tribe and they'll experience some tribal things. Because, some of the tribesmen will leave and explore the world and then come back and stuff like that. Well, like the people on the islands, they're like they aware, but they probably treat us like essentially like enemies, like foreign invaders. That is essentially how they treat us. Which I mean, that's fair. That is exactly fair. But no, they know what they don't know. When these AIs come, we'll probably already be dead because we'll probably be 100 or 90 or 80 or, we'll probably be old and then die. That's probably most likely when the AIs will come. Because If technology keeps on pace what it is, yeah, probably, 80, 100 years, probably longer. If we don't, like I said, I don't think we're going to implode ourselves. I think eventually, like, somebody's going to have to figure it out. They somehow, like I said, they somehow managed to figure out the Black Death. There is no excuse for why they figured that out. Like, people at that point were still shitting and pissing in the streets. And, like, you would just walk home and be like, oh, man, someone just shit on the street over there. Ah, that's fucking crazy. Rats, plagues. People at that time, when people had the Black Death, were giving them hugs. Like, no. If they could... Yeah, we're eventually going to hit a plateau to eventually where we're going to be stuck at, like, the same... Like I said, that's why I said we're going to be dead by the time they figure it out. Like this ain't happening, because, like, we're going to hit a technology plateau. If I had to take a guess, I would probably say in 2040, we're probably going to hit this plateau where we're going to be stuck for about a solid 30 years. No, we're probably going to be stuck for like a solid 90, 100. Because if you think about it, technology did not really advance in human history for about, 200 years? Give or take? Like, the biggest advancement from like the 1700s to like the start of like the 1900s was like a train. Like, a train was preposterous. That was it. They still use boats. They just made the boats metal. Cannonballs. I don't even think automatic weaponry. Because the biggest reason... So, okay. The volcano's fine. Yeah, no, that's true. Figured it out. So, the biggest advancements in technology happen due to war, if we're going to be honest here. Because the biggest leaps in technology happened during World War I and World War II, right? Because you got to get competitive edges over people who are actively trying to kill you. So that's typically when the biggest leap in technology happens. So unless we're about to go into World War III, which, I mean, I don't think so. Because, I mean, if everybody got a nuke, then no one has a nuke. So, like, I did forget about that whole nuke situation. Yeah, we also got to worry about that. I don't think no one would shoot the nuke, because that would be a very, like, that's like the most, like, fuck it, if I go, everybody got to go with me move. And I don't think anybody just has that, all the nukes. Like, I don't think anyone has like a solo jurisdiction over the nuke, because it's kind of like, if you fire one nuke, you fired all the nukes. There is no, you cannot just like, oh, we fired it. No, if you fired one nuke, you fired every nuke. I don't think he's stupid enough to get us all killed. God, I hope he's not stupid enough to get us all killed. Fuck, I hope he's not stupid enough to get us all killed. I don't think he can't even do that by himself, even though he almost did give up the nuclear constant in one time. But yeah, the giant mushroom clouds that could destroy the Earth like 12 times over. Yeah, those ones. So you just ignore those. Well, like, we're probably gonna hit like a technology plateau in like 20, like probably in like the next 10ish years. Like, we're kind of already seeing it, like, a little bit. Like, for instance, with like your phone, like, from like when you think about the first iPhone to like the iPhone 6S, it's like a completely different phone. It is not the same phone at all. But if you look at it from like the iPhone 6S to like the iPhone, 14, it's kind of like same design, I guess, different camera. The only different, there's no button to press. You face scan and slide up. It's like, ain't that much, like, I guess, more storage space. But like, ain't like maybe more battery life, allegedly. And like, every country has a nuke hype. Okay, so America has like 100 and something nukes. Russia has 100 and something. China has 100 and something. Britain, Canada, every country, almost every country has nukes. That's pretty much every country. Every country essentially owns. Every country possesses a button that can end the entire world. That's essentially what every country has, which is why no one has ended the world. Because like I said, it is a zero-sum game. If one person presses the nuke, everybody's going to press nukes. So it's literally there is no winners if that happens. It is only losers if someone presses it. Everyone goes. No, it is nukes, nukes, nukes. So here's the downside about nukes. Even if you shoot nukes in the air, in midair, that's still going to spread radiation everywhere, block out the sky, endless darkness, no sunlight for years. It's a zero-sum game. Everyone goes. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, if Russia's were the only one to have nukes, oh baby, it'd be a shit show. But I guess conveniently everyone found out nukes, so now kind of like it's kind of weird because now they're kind of at this point where like everyone has so many nukes, and it's like I don't think we should all just have these weapons that can end the world. So like they're also kind of trying to like disarm the nukes at the same time, but the biggest problem is everyone's collectively like, damn, we kind of shouldn't have these nukes. Yeah, like everyone's like, we shouldn't have these nukes. But the problem is like, we should probably get rid of them. But the problem is some countries are like, nope, I'm not getting rid of my nukes. And it's like, but I'm not getting rid of them. I refuse. And it's like, why? And they're like, I'm not getting rid of them. And then that makes other countries like, well, if they are not getting rid of them, we can't just get rid of them. And they're like, all right, well, I mean, if no one's going to get rid of their nukes, then like, we're all... It is such a dumb Trump card. What type of Trump card is like, haha, my Trump card's gonna kill us all? The whole point of a Trump card is it's supposed to save you. Your Trump card can't be like, well, we're all gonna go down. We're not. Listen, if a third world war happens, it's like, that is the reason a third world war won't happen. Is because of the nukes. When World War II, the reason World War II damn near stopped by itself was because once the nuke was like, oh, we had to drop 2 of them things before they were like, all right, I see. Oh, y'all playing with you destroyed 2 of our entire cities in seconds. In seconds, our entire city that we spent decades building. God. Yeah. I know everything's going to be fine. Everything hopefully will be fine. Should be fine. Personally, yeah, mutual shore destruction is it. I'm enjoying my life. All right, but listen, you can be positive, but you can't just like deny like you can't deny what exists. Like that's the balance act of like the positivity major that you are in. That's your field of study, is to keep the vibes high, but you also gotta be like, damn, but that actually exists too. Like it's a balance beam act. It's a real struggle. It's a real it's a talent thing to be able to be positive and be like, okay, listen, yes, there are weapons that might be able. I mean, personally, like I don't do recreational sadness, so like when Respawn talks about his doom scrolling, I personally just don't do recreational sadness because why in my free time would I personally seek out to be miserable? That personally don't make no sense to me. Yes, maybe everything will change, maybe nothing will change. Literally, I don't know. We will see. Like I'm mostly kind of like, oh no, we'll see. But I like to do like the project. It's like in sports. In sports, before a season starts, you project how many wins a team's gonna have. You don't know until you get to the end because there's a bunch of variations. Someone gets injured, this team's better than you think, this player had more growth, yada yada. There's a bunch of stuff in sports. But I don't intentionally doom scroll at all. I actively avoid it. I'm like, damn, that seems sad. I'm not gonna click on that. But like, it's kind of like, okay, this is the trajectory we're on. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just the current trajectory. It's probably not going to come true. It's probably going to change. It might come exactly true. We are just playing it by ear, and we are going to wait and see. Maybe we'll make it to, 3,200. Maybe we'll make it to 2030. Maybe we won't make it to 2026. I don't know. We're going to play everything by ear, and we're just going to see how it goes. It maybe go great, it maybe go terrible, it maybe just go mid. Honestly, it's probably just gonna go mid if we're gonna be honest here. Nothing much probably gonna change. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be some terrible. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be terrible. I mean, that's some positivity. I will say that. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be terrible. Maybe it'll be awful. I don't know. I play it by ear. Essentially, as they say, mid. It just, you just gotta assume it's gonna be mid. I mean, will terrible things happen? Yes. Will good things happen? Yes. So, 50-50. We'll see. All right. So, now that we're done with the doom scrolling portion of this event, I don't know how we got to this event. I don't know what. I know. I blame Elon. That's right. He is the catalyst for all of this. Man, it's crazy. We're talking about a one single loser will get you. It's fucking crazy to me. Oh. Listen, in Hype's defense, I don't think Hype's exactly caught up on the political scene. I don't think if you looked at Hype's feed of what she be watching, I don't think you're going to see a lot of exactly. So Hype is essentially, what is it? It's manifesting. It's manifestation. That's right. That's what it's called. You know what? I fucks with it. I can understand. If you feel like the room is too down low for you, honestly, I got you. I understand. But at the same time, I personally, I don't really find it sad or anything like that. I just find it fascinating. I personally find, like, the human element of everything is just so interesting to me. Of, like, just it all. Like, you got you. Listen, looks can be deceiving. I will say that. I essentially, I would say believe about half of what you hear and half of what you don't. That's about a good rule of thumb. Never believe it all, but never don't believe it all. Pretty much. That's the best way to say that. That is. To be honest with you, like I'm kind of like iffy on it. I'm just kind of like, maybe, maybe not, maybe so. Like I said, personally to me, every time I think about it, it just doesn't make sense. Like it makes a lot less sense for me. Like if I ever think about it. But conspiracy theories came out, yada yada, this, that, and the third. But it's fine. Absolutely. Come on. It is. The gun laws thing is so fucking funny to me because it's just like there's no way you look at every other country who has strict gun laws and be like, man, you guys don't have them mass shootings, and then our country's just like, guns for everybody. And be like, damn, I wonder what the issue could be. It's just, oh my god, it is hilarious. Like I said, I just find it all funny, to be honest with you. And the reason the gun laws won't get stricter is because, of course, money, baby, money. Is there a way to? Yes, there's an active way to lower crime rate, but the Hype. Okay, so here's the problem: is everything can be just connected to money. The reason the crime rates won't get fixed is because the prison industry makes a lot of fucking money. I know, crazy. Did you know government pays for state penitentiaries and stuff like that? Which means that them prison guards, or mostly like, the prison warden, gets a lot of money from the prisoners, which means that the state essentially is like, hey, here's money for your prisoners. And then that, you have this amount of prisoners, here's money for their food, supplies, yada, yada, this, that, and the third. So guess what they do? They're like, oh, the prisoners don't need that good of food, and they just take some of that money for themselves. It's not like the government's going to be like, oh, you're skimming money from the prisoners. They're like, sucks to suck. So, everything is essentially related to, if you take out money, it's mostly money. Like, that comes into a part two, but, like, the whole reason that they were angry about this, like, their slaves getting freed and all that wasn't exactly like, oh, you know, we're superior and all that. It was just essentially you got rid of our workers that we didn't have to pay and can make a shit ton of money off of. That was mostly it, because now they have to go pay people. They don't want to pay people. If companies can hire people for free today, they would. Absolutely. The bottom line is what is important: the money, money, money. Like I said, that's dominantly it. I mean, like I said, money will change a lot of people's mind. Man, who knew today's 30-minute stream would turn out to be an hour and a half, and who knew we were going to talk about politics? I didn't know we were going to talk about the political state of America. I mean, did you know monkeypox is back? I thought we got rid of monkeypox, but apparently people are like, doctors are fake, and was just like, I don't need any vaccinations. And now they got monkeypox back. I would say I don't believe it, but the problem is I very much do believe people were just like, I don't need any of these vaccinations that's been out since 100 years because the government put microchips in them. I don't understand the microchip thing. Oh, you know, like the chicken flu and all, bird flu and all that, swine flu. Yeah, no, that's always coming around. That comes and goes. I mean, there was like a big swine flu, like I think a decade ago or something like that. I mean, those go. I mean, you know. I mean, people forgot how vaccinations work because, I mean, to be honest, if you are told something and don't just like, if you are essentially convinced enough that this one side over here, if you have somehow been convinced that an entire group of people are always lying to you, I mean, like, ain't much you could do. No, viruses very much exist. That is what we call like, there's like psychological ways to break it down, right? Like, there's very much psychological ways to break it down, but that's not as fun. Of like, oh, this is the reason that, you know, yada yada this, yada yada that. But I mean, it mostly just boils down to like, they told you this one other side is 100% wrong and they're 100% right, which is just not true whatsoever in either or case. And they just buy it hook, line, and sinker because, you know, tribalism, which I mean, it's mostly in sports. Listen, man, I'm telling you, if I didn't have a moral compass, I would be the greatest scammer in human history. Oh my god. I would make so much money off them people. Oh my god. Oh man, they are free real estate, brother. Oh, I tell you what, they are free real estate. They are walking cash machines if you've ever told me anything. Oh my god. You can convince them anything. Like I said, once I found out people still believe the earth is flat, I was like, oh man, you can get anybody to believe anything. So, you know, good. Oh man, it's just so beautiful. You watch it and you're just like, man, there's no way. And boy howdy, I tell you what, there is definitely a way. Oh man, I forgot. Oh, did that not do that? Oh, that's ass. Does it not? Oh, I never put that back. That's right. I forgot. I've never put chat back on my stream. Ah, right. I forgot completely and utterly about. I mean, that's fine. It'll be fine. What am I most scared about in the future? Honestly, the most thing I'd be concerned about is if I have kids and how they'll do. That's about it. Honestly, nothing else. Like, I'm just not that concerned about it. Like, I'm aware of it, but I'm just, like, not that concerned about it. Like, that's the best way to put it. Like, I know, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, also, if it ends, what the fuck am I supposed to do about it? If it ends, it ends. If it doesn't end, it doesn't end. Like, that's kind of mostly it. Like, I myself am not Superman. I am not capable of, if someone's going to press the red big button, there is no way for me to stop it. It is essentially just like, we're probably going to be fine. Like, if someone's like over under percent the chance like the world ends, I'm like, before my lifetime ends, I'm like, it's probably like a 5% chance the world ends, right? I mean, it's a 5% because, nukes, comets, asteroids, all that. Like, there could probably be an asteroid headed towards Earth that's going to hit in like 50 years that we can't see because it's so far off into space. But, that volcano's not supposed to erupt for like a few thousand years, like, or a few hundred, few thousand. We're fine. Like, that thing's supposed to erupt, like, by the time that thing erupts, me, you, your grandkids, your grandkids, your grandkids, grandkids will probably have to deal with that. Like, that is years down the line. That I never told you that it was going to erupt recently. I just said that it's been a while since it's erupted, and some people had conspiracies that that shit might erupt soon. Even though according to scientists, it's not supposed to erupt for a very, very long time. If that erupts, the world's over anyway. So like, so technically humanity's already kind of on the clock. Like, I'm pretty sure, I think, to calm it down as well, they're actively pouring like sub-zero water into it to also make sure that it doesn't go boom unexpectedly. Right? Because even though they're like, it shouldn't go boom, that doesn't mean it won't go boom. Right? It's a natural volcano. Because think about it, like, where was that volcano? Was it like in Iceland or something where they had tours of the volcanoes, and like then the volcano just went off and people were on the island? Like, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's called natural disasters. That's kind of that's the bargain you live with on planet Earth. Natural disasters are a thing. Unfortunately, every planet has natural disasters, so Yeah, so like, yeah, when I say your grandkids, grandchildren, like, yeah, we're talking about like me and you are gonna have been dead for like tens of thousands of years. I mean, probably not. Like, the whole thing like about aliens is like they would vaporize us before we would even realize. It would be like the Titan submersible. How all those people in the Titan submersible died. Like, they died and didn't even realize they died because that's how fast they just disintegrated. Like, it would literally be like you exist and then you don't. That's it. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if aliens came, like, we wouldn't know. If they were like, we're going to enslave in humanity, okay, that's a different thing. But if they're like, we're going to destroy humanity, oh, but we wouldn't even know. We would just be awake and then gone, just like that. Like, if they managed to, because if we're believing our scientists, what would our scientists know? Who have they have the whole observable universe. We have not detected any like signs of life on our observable or in our observable universe, which would mean they would come out of our scope of our known universe, which would mean their technology would be buku. Oh my god, cooked on 15 different levels, I tell you. Yeah, no, so like we're pretty chilling on this nice little space rock. Until the end of our natural lifespans, and then as they say, life moves on, life finds a way. I mean, we don't have it in our hands, but we at least have, like, I guess, a barometer of like, this is the most we can see, and there we got shit outside of the scope. We have, I mean, granted, even though what we are seeing because of how long light takes to travel, yada yada, we're looking at shit when it hits our eyes. Some of that stuff is millions. We're looking millions of years in the past, if not billions, if not trillions of years in the past when some of that stuff gets us. So like we're late to a lot of stuff. There's a lot going on. Yeah, pretty much. Like, we can't see and find, like, we're not looking at planets' surfaces and being like, huh, I don't see any like advanced life. But like kind of at the same time, it's like you can get a general scope of, okay, we're not seeing any spaceships out here. Yeah, no, we're just like, there's a planet over there. What's the color of the planet? That's a great question you bring up. Which message? Don't they live in other worlds with people? What do you mean by that? What do you mean live in the other worlds with people? Yeah, because like life is that whole finite balance of thing. No, there's other living things on planets. Like on one of Saturn moons, there's like bacteria and stuff, and like microorganisms. Other planets have like microorganisms. I mean, it depends. I mean, if your religion allows it, then the answer is yes. If your religion doesn't allow it, then the answer is no. So, you know, it kind of depends on whether you want to believe there is or whether there's not. Scientists says we found some stuff, like, you know, like I said, the bacteria. Religion says we have not. So, you know. Yeah, it also kind of like life is like, or water is the foundation of all life, pretty much. But like, things can survive. So like, even if you don't have water, like, there can still be life. It just won't be any advanced life, pretty much, is the best way to put it. Yeah, so like, if, like, there are a bunch of organisms on other planets that will never advance past their current stage because there is no water for them, right? Water is kind of like the most thing, and you know, you need oxygen for water, H2O, duh. And so, you know, oxygen, breathe, carbon, yada yada yada, stuff like that. Um, but like, you know, even if there's no water, like, you know, you got the water bear, you know, that really isn't out here like I'm consuming a bunch of water or anything, but like that's never going to get to an intelligent life because, you know, water's a kind of key block. Yeah, we are still not. We have advanced a lot from when we used to be like, oh no, you're sick. I know how to cure you. You have a headache. I know how to cure your headache. Let me crack your skull with this rock. That'll free your headache. That'll let the demon inside your head out. We've advanced a lot from the skull cracking. Would I ever go to space? I mean, I would like. I mean, it would be cool to be up there for a bit, but like, if it was like, would you like to be our first expedition? Like, if they were like, okay, we have a full colony on Mars, it's like everything works, nothing's broken, yada yada yada. Would you like to go? My answer would be no. I am cool. Like, I think like going into space with like, listen, I play No Man's Sky, and sometimes I'm like, wow, this is so pretty. But kind of at the same time, I'm like, wow, this is so neat. But like all like the fun things or like the things I would like to look at, I would need like an indestructible suit to do. Like I want to go to the planet that has like 700-mile-per-hour winds. I just want to see 700-mile-per-hour winds. I want to see what that's hitting on. But like I need an indestructible suit. I can't, if I went there in my current state, I would blink and die. Like, you know, it's like, damn, you know, I want to go to the planet that is its gravity is so strong that, you know, the water, it's a completely water planet. Its density is so strong, if you go too deep, the water essentially turns into crystals. I want to go to that type of planet. Like, yeah, space is, everything in space is also really far. Like, really far. Space is so big that light speed is slow. Like, not only is it very, it is extremely slow. Like, it is impractically slow. Where you like to move around in space at an efficient speed, like you would have to be moving like like 50 times the speed of light. Like, well, that's the kicker. is infinite is the kicker. That is the size of space. Infinite. And it is either infinite or it is so big that the human mind cannot comprehend how big it is. If it has a definitive size, it would literally be like a grain of sand compared to our entire solar and to the entire Milky Way galaxy. Like, the human mind cannot understand how big the space is. Space is big. It is just, there are no words to properly like quantify the actual size that space is. So like, that. So like, yeah, there is no like words or measurements to be about it. Yeah, like, do I believe in zombies? Well, I mean, Neil deGrasse Tyson decided to spoil that whole zombie thing for us and say zombies are impossible to exist. Yeah, no, yeah, it's space is incomprehensibly big, so that's why it's just kind of like, because it's incomprehensibly big, we just kind of do the default thing of saying it's infinite because there, like, it might as well be infinite because there's no point to even try to be like, actually, it's, we can't just be like, oh, space is 32 miles wide. Nah, it's just like, yeah, how big is space? Psh, big, very big. Some would say stupendously big. No, zombies, like, it's not that zombies can exist. It's that zombies can exist. That's pretty much the base. Aliens, possibly. Most likely. Yes. Zombies? That was a flesh-eating monster that doesn't think, doesn't feel pain, only lives off of instincts, but its brain is actively dead. Also, it has to have rotting flesh. Like, are you talking about infected or zombies? Because those are two different things. Infected? Maybe. Zombies? No. Well, infected? Possibly. Right? There, you get infected with a virus that, kills some neuron activations. So just Twitter, essentially. And you just kind of go rampant. Which, I mean, like, there's viruses in like the animal kingdom that, like, rabies, for instance, makes water, animals afraid of water. They go feral and really aggressive, and they do things that like, there's a parasite that like infects rats that gets rid of the fear in rats so that they will approach a bird or a cat to get eaten and then do all that. So zombies, no, their flesh is literally rotting. What is it when your muscles stiffen after death? Oh god, what is it? I forgot the name of it, but yeah, no, that one. Yeah, zombies just aren't happening. Yeah, no, like, when the human body dies and the muscles no longer do what muscles are supposed to do because, no more protein, big monsters, I mean, how big are we talking? Yeah, rigor mortis, there it is. Thanks. Like, monster, like, how big are we talking here? Like are we talking like, well, you got to define, because technically, like, if you think about dinosaurs are big monsters. We just gave them names called dinosaurs, right? You got blue whales. Those are big. But like, are we talking about like how big are we talking? Because when you say big monsters, like, I'm thinking you're talking about like Godzilla. Like that, when you say you're talking about kaiju's. You are talking about walking natural disasters. That is assuming. No, we do. I mean, we got giants. Yeah, dinosaurs. I mean, technically, sharks are dinosaurs. Crocodiles are dinosaurs. Birds are dinosaurs. We got a bunch of ancestors of dinosaurs. Technically, every animal you see today is just an ancestor of a dinosaur. It's just a smaller dinosaur. It like that's like it technically had to start somewhere. Komodo dragons are descendants of all lizards descend from dinosaurs. Snakes are technically dinosaurs. No, the closest thing is alligators. If you want to be specific, the closest thing to dinosaurs are sharks and alligators and snakes and the insects. There's a lot that's really close. Like sharks, literally, sharks have perfected what they needed to do. They have not changed in hundreds of millions of years. If I showed you a picture of a shark from 400 BC and showed you a shark of today, you'd be like, damn, that's a shark. You would say they look like the same shark. Yes, I know. Yeah. But if they technically dinosaurs are like their own thing, but insects are technically also dinosaurs. When you say dinosaurs and you don't get specific, you are essentially just talking about things that lived with dinosaurs. Giant insects also live with dinosaurs. So imagine a dragonfly the size of you. That's what they also had running around because oxygen levels were high, so bugs were really like imagine a cockroach like the size of like your PC. Like just imagine that. Like yeah, no, things weren't fun. Shark is not a dolphin. Don't do that to me. Um yeah. Yeah, it's like yeah, so bugs are technically dinosaurs, insects are as well. Like if you're not speaking of like specifically the dinosaurs and what dinosaur, you're like it's mostly a general term used to like they walked with the dinosaurs and stuff like that, but you know, like crocodiles and alligators have not evolved at all. The only difference is size. That's about it. They've just been like we perfected it. Yeah, it was too much oxygen. The oxygen levels were at an all-time peak, and they calmed down. So then the bugs got smaller. So yeah, that's yeah. I always like part of me always wishes like if I could get an indestructible suit and go back in time. Like I just want to be like, damn, this is fucking crazy. But at the same, like it would also have to come with like invisibility, so I just can't be seen. Because last thing I need to do is run. Well, to be fair, they would probably run away from me. I like people gotta understand like about animals is like the first response is always flight because fighting has the risk of injury and injury always leads to death. So like you when it's pick your fight, you got to pick about fight. Dragons are not real. Dragons never existed. Dragons are a myth. Yeah, no. Um, but like a lot of things in the animal kingdom, it is like it's flight. I always think about like, okay, if you know you go back in time, buy Bitcoin, and you know buy 100,000 Bitcoins for like $1,000 back then, so you know you would have $100 million. Like I kind of always think, and I'm like, there is such thing as like too much money. Like yeah, no, time travel is like one of them things where it's like if it existed, we would know. So that means it probably doesn't exist. Or like there are some very like maybe they invented time travel, but it was such a dangerous thing that like nah, this is nah strict. It fucked up another goddamn timeline so bad that like yeah, nah, we can't. Uh yeah, I mean, but like the problem is if you go back in time and you're like, yeah, like it is a paradox of you know, if time travel existed. But you gotta assume also, why would they come back to this time? Like, I get this is the time we were alive, but like, if time travel was a thing, are we sure this is the most important time? What if they already went back and fixed them? What if, what if the like in like 50,000 years in the future, like time travel gets invented. But nothing important happened then. The most important thing happened 30,000 years from now, and like they need to go back and fix it because they managed to do, like, there's no reason why they would come back here. An animal I wish that wasn't extinct, there's not a single one. I am glad almost every single last one of them fucking animals is gone, because every time I see one of them, I guess maybe the dodo bird or the rhino, you know what? White rhinoceros, we'll go with that one. But like the ancient ones, every time I see one of them, I'm like, damn, you would be terrible to have roaming around. Like, oh, I'm going to school today, Mom. No, watch out for the saber-tooth cats. You know what they like to do to you. I'm like, God, no, what? Like, listen, I'm not like, man, I really wish, I really wish the Megalodon was back. God, I would really love my ocean experience knowing that 100-foot shark's just in there roaming. That'd be great. You know what I would really enjoy? A mosasaur. That would be fun. I would just like to have a giant whale running around trying to eat everything. That would be great. Pterodactyls too. Yep. I would love to send, have a child, run them off to school and have them get picked up by a pterodactyl. That'd be fun. That'd be great. Having a dog? Yeah, nah. Getting picked off by no, that'd be terrible. Terrible. Lucigenia. Like all the ones I can think of that are extinct are ones that are recent. None of the shit 200 million years ago. That stay dead, please. I beg of you. Titan Ebola can stay dead. There is no good that comes from having a snake that big, because the reason the snake was that big was because everything it could eat was also just as big. Like, you gotta understand, things were bigger. So the reason everything got smaller was because the food supply that they could eat also got smaller, which means those who had less appetite survived because they can live off of eating less than those with the bigger appetite who had to eat more, which is why everything got smaller. And also the oxygen levels. That too. But you know. Hallucinogenia. What? I feel like I should know this. I probably do. Let us see. Oh, this one. Oh. Yeah, I've seen this. I don't want this back. I'm not gonna lie to you. I get it. I can see the appeal, but I would rather not. Like I said, I can see the appeal. I can see why you would like it. It's goofy. It's wacky. It is a creature and a half. But honestly, yeah, no, I'm good. Our killer, no, they just don't like boats. Yeah, I know that's what paleos. Yeah, they've been attacking boats. Mostly because the connotation they have with boats isn't exactly a positive one. So like, they've just been like, fuck it, we get rid of the boats. Also, they could just be doing it for fun. Whales are, so dolphins are kind of dickheads, and killer whales are just dolphins but bigger. And dolphins are real big dickheads. So it could be possible that they're upset and are trying to get rid of the boats because the boats are fucking up their stuff. Or killer whales are just doing it for fun. They could literally find boat tipping to be fun. That would be a funny, that, yeah, it is literally, they either notice like, oh, they take away our food, or they could legitimately just be doing it because it is a fun activity to tip over this fucking boat. Blue whales do not eat people. They are not capable of eating people. Blue whales do not have teeth, and their throat is not big enough to even consume a human. So, yeah. Killer whales aren't friendly. It's just that they don't really fuck with us. Like, they kind of like, all right, I fucks with you, and then kind of like rolls out, but like, they don't fuck with us. while also, you know, not fucking with us. It's kind of the best way. But you know, cause I genuinely think the killer whales. I think part of it is like, hey, you know, you're fucking up our hunting territory. You know, some of our food's gone, and some of it is genuinely just like, hey, you know, be fucking. It is like Mater and Carsman. It's like, hey, you want to go tractor tipping? And they go and they just fuck up the cows, and the cows go. I feel like it's just the same way with the killer whales. Like sometimes they're just like, I'm bored. What do you want to go do? You want to go tip that boat? Sure. And they just go tip this fucking big ass boat. No, there are no whales that eat or attack humans. That is that's it. There's nothing in the ocean. Like, yeah, things attack us, but there's nothing in the ocean that eat humans. Humans are not. If there are any animals that are relying on humans to survive, they pick the worst food source possible. Like, quite possibly actively the worst food source. Humans are not a reliable enough food source to even consider. A, the fact of how rare how rarely they are going to encounter them, and B, the sheer number and stuff is just like, yeah. How big do you think octopuses are? How how big do you think octopuses are? Are you thinking about squids and the colossal squid specifically? Because octopuses don't really get that big. Like, I mean, I guess it depends on like your definition of big, but like I don't. They're no like octopuses. Like a beak is like it will hurt if it bits you, but like it is not enough to like eat you and hunt you. No, that is not. No, I mean, I guess technically, if you get poisoned by the blue-ringed octopus, and then it fucking eats your corpse over 2,000 years, then I guess technically, sure, it hunted you. But nah, there's not. Octopuses don't got enough bricks in their back pockets. Yeah, like, yeah, no. There's nothing on the sea, there's nothing on the land that like, ooh, human, my main food source showed up, it's time to grub. Nah. In the ocean it's less so, because jellyfish just exist, honestly. There's technically only one jellyfish species that has eyes. The rest of them genuinely just kind of float. They just exist. That too. We would get a lot more reports and a lot more sea hunts. Yeah, jellyfish just like jellyfish are the definition of vibing. Yeah, jellyfish are just vibing. They're the definition of what are you doing? Nothing, just vibing. They just float, sting, eat, just keep vibing, just keep moving. Try to avoid turtles at all costs. Well, they can't really avoid turtles. Just hope a turtle doesn't see them, which is kind of why they're always clairvoyant for the most part, so that the turtle don't run up and just snuff them out. Are you talking about a fucking Marlin? There it is, Marlin. Marlins, no. Yeah, float, stick, fuck, repeat. Yeah, no, that's the jellyfish life cycle. Marlins, no. I mean, they impale people because, you know, when you're swimming in the ocean at 80 miles per fucking hour and then a jackass gets in your way, hey, yo, shit gonna happen. Hey, she got out the way. Clearly, he didn't understand where he was going. But, I mean, people also hunt marlins. I mean, I don't think marlin tastes good, but, like, they do. But, like, you know, marlins aren't exactly like, hey, yo, the thing about the marlin's nose is, like, very true. That's why our population is fucking crazy. Like marlins. So tiger sharks are like, they're like honey badgers. They don't really fear anything. So that kind of means like, if they're hungry and you happen to appear in the area, they might just be like, hey, yo, fuck it. Like that's kind of like if you caught in the wrong situation, if you caught the tiger shark at the wrong situation at the wrong time, Yeah, like if you are threatening them, intruded territory, they're gonna get you. But there are some animals that legitimately are just like, fuck it, I don't care. Today is the day. And a tiger shark is one of them. Tiger shark and bull shark are just like some sharks that are just genuinely just like, fuck it, I'm bored, let's get it. Polar bears, yeah, you're cooked. Listen, polar bears, if you lived on if you lived on an ice tundra where food is a very rarity, brother, anything that got flesh is a mark. A- anything. Yeah, hammerheads just be vibing. Hammerheads. A lot of sharks just be, like 99% of sharks just chill and vibe. It's just bull sharks and tiger sharks that are sometimes like, hey yo, fuck it, I feel like running a fade now, and you gotta get ran. Like they just randomly would just be like, fuck you. And you're like, okay, cool. All right, I guess. I mean, the bull sharks are worse because they're freshwater and saltwater. So, you know, like you'd be swimming in your lake and a bull shark, like, there's no reason. It just does it because it wants to do it. Like, because, like, the bull shark, like, it's like both of them are just like, fuck it. Leopard seal, nah, they don't. Or 90% of, like, 99% of animals are gonna run when they first see a human because they, like, it's confusing. They're scared. They don't understand. What shark video? Because when you said that, that just reminded me of of a great white video. I remember of these people, which, I mean, it was on Twitter, but I don't even think it was right. I think it was actually like, I think it was like stitched together. It was one video and another video, and they stitched it together actually pretty well. It was fucking crazy. Of like these people, of like, so like they were at the top of something. Crocodiles, no, they just sometimes be aggressive. And they jumped into this water. I thought it was a lake, but apparently I guess it was the ocean. And they jumped in. One of the friends jumped in and started screaming shark. But the other one was in like mid jump, and he just puts a camera. And you just see this great white just approaching them, and then it turns away, and it's just like, oh. Hold on, let us, or I guess not us. Let me see. Let's see. Where is YouTube? Ba, 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 ba. Like this. Let's see. Hold on, I got my fucking jets disappeared. Maybe. Is it a short or a video? Actually, hold on, let's see. Yeah, is this shorter video? Because I looked and I got like 15. Short, okay. Okay, I see. Just look at that. He just made a quick little turn. I mean, to be completely fair, you got to be quick. In the animal kingdom, if you're not quick, that's your ass. If your reaction speed is lacking whatsoever, that is your ass, Mr. Postman. Oh my god. Cone snails? I mean, coin snails are just, they don't. There are no active animals that hunt humans. We do die. I mean, if they got poison or venom, because some jackass is like, oh, let me go pick up this very venomous animal. Oh my god, did you know it's venomous? And then they die. Yeah, I think some animals do have what they like to define as fun. Like I know like dolphins and whales and they have their enjoyable things. Surely this beautiful colored frog isn't a problem. Surely this, it's so beautiful. There's no way it could be a problem. It's like, ah, you died. Terrible. Oh, this koala, look how cute it is. And herpes. Okay, you might want to be careful with the koalas. They do have herpes? Like, what? Is herpes, right? Or is it the other one? Oh, God, they do have an STD going around. Yeah, no koalas. Yeah, no koalas are very it's not good. It's not good. They don't. No. So the problem with hunting is like, so here's the thing. You are always going to hunt things that can't, I won't say can't fight back, but that dominantly will not fight back. That is essentially the rule of thumb. So hyenas are mostly hunting, you know, gazelles. Because you also remember, hyenas hunt in packs. Killing one human is not feeding a hyena pack, even if they did. Like, that's feeding like 2 hyenas at most. And hyenas are in packs of anywhere from like, you know, well, like 6 to 12, depending, like on average, probably. You know, probably got some, maybe got less, some maybe got more. But and they don't, because like, you got, when you are hunting something, it needs to be, especially when you hunt in packs as large as anywhere from like 6 to 12, you got to kill something that is big enough to feed everyone. It can't just feed 1 to 2 people. Like a lot of times you're dominantly looking for something where it's like, okay, everyone's going to get to eat this. But like a tiger's not doing it. Humans do not possess enough meat and flesh on the bone, even if they did, to like fill up a tiger. A tiger is 600 pounds. Do you know how many goddamn calories you got to eat to keep that going every day? It is a lot. I'm not, no. A hyena, if a hyena bites you once, you are going to pass out from the pain. I don't like, nah, like you would have to get like a swift kick in the head and hope to stun it enough to get another kick off. Or you get lucky enough and like maybe break a leg or something, like you run, dive kick, and it doesn't move out the way for some reason and you get a leg. But like, yeah, and also you gotta understand, animals, like, they really go after animals with like, you know, a lot of fat too. Kind of, I don't know if you know this, but fat tastes good, and it's also, you know, has a lot of calories. It's a lot of calories. That's why, you know, animals typically go for like, well, I guess specifically like wolves, they go for like deer, because deer, you know, they get their fat and coat and stuff to help protect themselves. It's like why killer whales go after like whales and like seals, because they put on a lot of blubber, they got a lot of fat. Fat's a lot of calories. Yeah, and our meat's dog shit too. Our meat tastes terrible. Jaguars, no, nothing. There's not an animal that actively hunts and eats. Because if there was, that animal would no longer exist, because, oh, we would do our damnedest to make sure that would not exist. Listen, you can name the entire freaking animal kingdom all you want to. The answer is going to be no. There is not a single one. Because, oh, I tell you, we would know. We would definitely know. Oh my God, it's 3:30. Why is it 3:30? Who allowed it to get 3:30? Nope. So what you got? So here's the thing you got to understand about hunting, right? Huh. That's a neat fun fact. I didn't know that fun fact. Huh. Well, I don't know the longest English word that is recognized as a string protein. I don't know, but you know, that is definitely something to keep in the back of mind. But back to you, hype. So, here's the problem with hunting: is you have to see them regularly. I guarantee you, a bear has never seen a human every single day. That is not hunting. Means you got to see something regularly to make that a part of your diet. It's like that's pretty much it. It's 189,000 letters long. Dog, you're just putting fucking letters at that point. 189. That's like 180 letters. I feel like you could have stopped at. But to keep going, you were just like, I'm on a roll. I'm in a flow state. Let me cook. Let me cook. Yeah, it means more. Hunting is essentially like, it has to become, it has to become common enough that you see it. What do you mean, even a regular pet cat? Yeah, like, hunting is essentially not only do you have to be able to consume it, which I mean technically in the animal kingdom you got to do what you can do. That's why like all herbivores are technically not like pure herbivores. I feel like 189,000. They could have stopped at a 1,800 and been pretty in the clear, but nope, they just kept going. Like Animal Kingdom's like real like it's a real tight balance. Like it's a real tight, bro. Like so like herbivores aren't like true herbivores is the best. Like they don't only eat grass is like the best way to put it. Like if a cow was starving and it had to eat some meat, I guarantee you that cow's going to try to eat that meat. Like it is like if you got to like you survive at all costs. That is the name of the game. I mean, mosquitoes are a nuisance that need to be eradicated from existence. Yeah, pretty much. It is like we like to be herbivores, but let things get tight around this piece. They might eat a goddamn cheeseburger in front of your face. I'm just like, listen, nature calls what nature got to call for. God, I just wish mosquitoes would disappear. Oh my God, they do nothing. There is nothing that dominantly eats mosquitoes. Like dragonflies eat mosquitoes, but dragonflies they eat a lot of everything. Like there isn't like a single thing that's like, yeah, nah, mosquitoes my main dish. God, I wish they existed. Ah. That's not necessarily because mosquitoes don't like they don't really do anything. Is kind of like the interesting thing. Like they don't really like there's no pollination. They do not there is no animal that really just like, oh, mosquitoes my food source. So if we kill that, it dies and then a bunch of other things go. I mean, I've even listened to animal experts say like if there was one animal to get rid of, they're like, yeah, it's the mosquito because like the mosquito itself there is the mosquito doesn't do anything unique enough that where if it disappeared it would be like, damn, the mosquito's gone, fuck. Like it kind of does like stuff other things already kind of do, and like I said, there is no animal that's like, no, not snap. Okay, hype, you were just googling animals and just throw it in here and just seeing how the shit rolls. But like mosquitoes themselves, like there's no animal that's like, I only eat mosquitoes and you know mosquitoes go away, I die, and then all the shit falls apart. Everything's kind of like mosquitoes are in the diet, but it's like other things are also in the diet. Oh, you live over there on that east coast. It's 5 a.m. for hype. I don't know if you know that or not, and she is still here. Yeah, you in the east. I live in the central time zone, so it's 3, and it's fucking about to be 6 o'clock for her. So yeah, um, Or West Coast. That's right. I do get my cardinal directions mixed up. That's right. Yeah, it's going real rough over there on the West Coast. Hope you're safe. Hope your family's doing well. It isn't dyslexic. It's just I don't ever care to remember because I am in the Midwest. I am in the Central. There's never been a reason for me to care about East or West time. If I see East Coast, I'm just like, all right, cool. 2 hours delay. West Coast, all right, 2 hours ahead of time. Oh, so you must live in fucking Oregon. Oh my god. That is, if worried is Oregon. Holy, you want to talk about a place that ain't experienced a drought in forever? It is I mean, Seattle specifically hasn't seen the fucking sunshine since 1938. It has been raining every single day for at least 70 years. Yeah, Oregon's like drought, baby. We wish it stopped raining. I haven't seen the sun in forever. Yep, yep. Hey, may have not. That explains the doom scrolling. You haven't seen the sun in about 15 years. It's dark, rainy, cloudy. Yeah, I can see the doom. Yeah, it all connections makes. Yeah, the connections make true. It's just like damn. Yeah, you got hype who sees the sunshine every other day, even though they, you got you who hasn't seen the sun, and it's just opposites. Just like, oh, it's so beautiful outside, and you're just like, it's another fucking cloudy day. The sun, the sky's crying. Maybe it's a metaphor for life itself. It's like, damn, yeah, I would say go outside, but that doesn't seem to help. So yeah, well, oh, hopefully you stay safe. I need to end. I was supposed to stream for an hour, 30 minutes, because I wanted to work on some stuff, but I like the rain because it makes funny noises on the roof. What type of roof do you have to make funny noises? Can rain make funny noises? What fucking funny noises? You know what? That is a question for another day. And whether it be me or not, I don't know. Yeah, your brain wouldn't be like this if you went to sleep at a reasonable time. Okay, that's it. The stream's over. All right, we're done. Wrapping it up. Everyone go to sleep. It's done. All right. Woo! Will I be back tomorrow? We're gonna find out tomorrow now, aren't we? All right. Great. Cool. Peace.